In 536 AD, a volcano erupted. Nobody in Rome saw it, but everyone felt it. The sun disappeared for 18 months, crops died, then the plague arrived. One empire lost a third of its population, and it never truly recovered. The volcano was in Central America. The empire was in Constantinople, 5,000 miles apart. This is the story of the worst year in human history, and nobody saw it coming. 536 AD, let's go back. In the 6th century, the Byzantine Empire was the most powerful state in the Western world. Emperor Justinian I ruled from Constantinople, and he had big plans. He wanted to reunite the old Roman Empire, East and West, under one ruler. His armies were winning. By 533 AD, North Africa had fallen back into Roman hands. Italy was next. The old heartland of Rome was almost back within reach. The economy was growing. Trade routes stretched from Britain to Persia. It looked like Rome was about to be great again. Then the sky went dark. March 24th, 536, a thick cloud appeared over Constantinople and never left. Historian Procopius wrote, "The sun shone as dimly as the moon for an entire year. Summer brought snow in China. Crops failed from Ireland to Syria." The Roman statesman Cassiodorus described it as winter without storms, summer without heat. Nobody in the empire knew why. No one had ever seen anything like it. Modern science finally found the answer. It was a volcano in Central America. The Ilopango caldera in El Salvador, one of the largest eruptions in 7,000 years. It ejected 84 cubic kilometers of material into the atmosphere. Ash and sulfate aerosols shot into the stratosphere and spread across the globe. Within months, sunlight across Europe and Asia was cut by 50%. Temperatures in Europe dropped by 2.5 degrees Celsius. That sounds small. It wasn't. The last time the Northern Hemisphere cooled this fast, it was the Ice Age. Scientists call this the Late Antique Little Ice Age. It lasted until 660 AD. But Ilopango was just the beginning. Two more eruptions followed, 539 and 547 AD. 3 volcanic winters in 11 years. The sky barely recovered between eruptions. Ice cores drilled in Greenland and Antarctica still carry the chemical fingerprint of these eruptions. The evidence was frozen, waiting 1,500 years to be found. Back in Constantinople, the cold meant crops failed 2 years in a row. Famine spread from Syria to Ireland. Starvation hit cities and villages equally. Justinian's military campaigns ground to a halt. Soldiers can't fight on empty stomachs. The treasury hemorrhaged gold, feeding a starving population instead of funding armies. Then, in 541 AD, a rat climbed aboard a grain ship in Egypt. The Plague of Justinian arrived at Constantinople's ports within months. At its peak, 5,000 people died in Constantinople every single day. The dead piled up faster than they could be buried. The emperor ordered mass graves. Historians estimate between 25 and 50 million deaths across the Byzantine world. The exact number is still debated. The plague devastated the army. Justinian's dream of a reunified Rome died with it. But the effects didn't stop at Rome's borders. They rippled across the entire world. In Mexico, the ancient city of Teotihuacan collapsed around this period. Some historians link it to the same climate shock. In India, the Gupta Empire, which had ruled for 150 years, disintegrated. In Scandinavia, crop failures pushed the Norse people outward, beginning the age of migrations. Across Arabia, crop failures and famine reshaped societies. Within a century, the region would be transformed entirely. How do we know all this? The evidence is locked in ice, trees, and rock. Greenland ice cores contain sulfate layers, chemical ash, from the 536 eruption. Tree rings from Europe and North America show the narrowest growth bands in 2,000 years. Even cave stalagmites in China recorded the cooling and the chemistry of their rings. Medieval scholar Michael McCormick called it the worst year to be alive in recorded history. Archaeologists found that silver and gold mining in Europe collapsed after 536 and didn't recover for decades. Pollen records show European forests grew back over farmland people simply left. In 2018, a team of 27 international scientists published the definitive timeline of the catastrophe. Their conclusion: one volcano, one catastrophic chain reaction, and the end of a world. Rome never did reunite. The western half was already gone. The eastern half was broken. The Byzantine Empire survived, but it never again threatened to dominate the Mediterranean. The world that emerged from 536 was fundamentally different. Medieval Europe began here. One volcanic eruption thousands of miles away, and the course of history bent. History is rarely changed by kings and armies alone. Sometimes a mountain decides. 536 AD, the year the world changed, and nobody, for 1,500 years, knew why.